I'm Sue London. I want to welcome you to the Ask Sue London show. This is the show where I help people and pets cope, heal, and move forward. Now, we've got an incredibly amazing show. The timing on this show is divinely guided. This was guided to me by your angels to share how you can learn how to connect with your pets or loved ones on the other side. Now, this is a difficult time if you've had a year where you've lost a loved one or a pet. I know myself, I said goodbye to my pet, Gussie. Gussie was our King Cavalier Spaniel who was 17, and we lost him in July. Now, I'm fortunate that I can connect with him. I see him, I feel him, and I talk with him, but you may not have that ability to do that. So what I want to do in the show today is I want to take you through a process that brings you in the present moment so that you can be aware of signs that could be happening around you and kind of to explain that to you so that you can feel some comfort on this time during this time of year so that you know that your loved one and your pet are there. Often people will say to me that I just want you, Sue, to ask my loved one if they're okay. Or I wish I could have shared this with my loved one or my pet. Well, I want to assure you that right now, as you are watching this podcast, your loved one and your pet or your pet is sitting right beside you. And I want to encourage you to turn to them right now. And I want you to say, exactly what it is that you need. What is it that you want to tell them? What is it that perhaps you're struggling with that you don't know the answers? Ask them to guide you. These people and these pets are now your angels, and they sit with you constantly, day and night, waiting for you to ask them for what you need help with. And you're not telling them, so they don't know what they can do to help you. So I want to encourage you to right now turn to them, look to your left because they're right there on your left side. And I want you to tell them what it is you wish you could say to them right now. Do it right now. I want to encourage you. You're helping me help your loved ones. Okay. Some of you have done this, but some of you haven't. So I want to leave that with you. Okay. So I want to give you some little clues so that you know that your loved one and your pets are with you. Okay. So the first thing what a lot of them are doing now is that they are taking and they are flashing your lights. Your lights might be turning on and off. Right now, what I'm experiencing, because this is our all our loved ones and pets are coming through for us, my husband and I, is that my husband Ross, he's got this clock beside the side of his bed. There's no reason why this is doing this, but it's constantly beeping. It's not an electrical thing. There's no battery issues. It's plugged in. There's no hydro issues. It's just it's sporadically going off. This is the kind of thing the other side will do to tell you, hey, I'm here with you. I'm here for you. You know, my husband has something coming up that they're just reminding him that he's not going to be alone during this process. Now, also what they can do is they can reboot your cell phone or your technology. So don't get frustrated with that. Just smile and say, thank you. Thank you for making me aware that you're here with me. Okay. A lot of people get really upset and cursing. And it's like, why is this happening? Well, they're telling you that, hey, you're not listening other ways. So we're going to like get you where we know that you're going to pay attention. So if that's happening, just know that's your loved one coming through. Now, what also you can experience that a lot of you have happened, but don't put the connection together is that if you have a vision or you feel like you need to go somewhere, that is your loved one as well as your angels that are guiding you to where you need to go. So when you feel like I need to go to this place or I need to phone this person. So when you are guided to do this, there's always a reason for this. So when you have that happen, don't ignore it because they're working with you or you've asked for help or guidance, or a prayer has gone out and they've heard that. So now what they're doing at their end is doing things to make this happen so that you're going to have what you want, and something even much better. So pay attention to the thoughts you're having. And if you feel you need to go somewhere, like I said, go there. Okay. If you have to phone someone, phone someone. You don't know if they're going through something that you're being guided to help them, or if you are being guided to maybe find that new job you're looking for, or that contact for business. You're looking for help for something in your business, and you call that person and they say, hey, you know what? I I just was thinking about you. I need to call you. This is who I just met. It's so amazing what's happening. And there's your answered prayer. So your loved ones are working with you over that as well. I've had people that have told me, they want to move, they don't know where they're going to go. Well, here's something that I do. My husband and I have done this ever since we've been together for 22 years now. When we were looking for our first home together, what we did was we sat down, and my husband's parents have always been our guardian angels. And so we said to mom and dad, help us find where the best place is that we are to live, that will be best for our energy, and, that we're surrounded by very positive people, like-minded people in a very safe environment. And what happens with us, we'll get in the car often. This first time we did this, we got in the car. I could see mom and dad in the back seat, and they were telling me, go down this road, turn here, go this way and this way. So they're talking to me, and I'm talking to Ross. I'm saying, yeah, keep going, keep going. Oh, now go over this bridge. And then what happened on the first trip that we did this was we crossed over this bridge and we saw this sign, and it said, welcome to Winona. And right away, we both had this strong feeling that we knew we were home. Well, this is what you can experience when you know that's your aha moment, that you've reached the place where that's where you're supposed to live. But what we did, we took it, to take it a step farther, we said, okay, great. You know what? We know we're here. So guide us to where we need to go. So you may not feel your loved one or see them, but the feelings that you get, or the visions, or if you feel like you need to go this road, use your intuition. You all have strong intuition. You just have to trust it. Okay. Trust is a big thing here with all this. So when you trust, and this is what we did, and I said, okay, we need to go down this road. So we ended up going down this road, and we set out originally in the morning that we were going to be buying a house. That's all we knew. But what ended up happening, we were guided to this place where they were selling lots for them to build new homes for you. So the interesting part for us was that we were guided to this location where they started building the homes, and there was one property left, and that was lot 49. That was the same age as me at the time. So again, that was another sign for me. So be aware of these little subtle signs that will appear as you're going through this. Now, what we did, get our house. Now we've had mom and dad be in the back seat. Another time when we knew that it was time to move again, that, Ross and I sat down and we said, okay, you know what, let's put our intention out what we wanted. We wanted to get in a nice environment that was right for us, safe, good energy, like-minded people. We wanted to be in a new area because we're getting older, Ross is 67, I'm 61. So we wanted like a quieter neighborhood. And we just simply said, guide us to where we need to go. So when we did that, we both had a dream that night. That's all we did, was we asked our loved ones and our angels to guide us. And we had a dream that night. And we got guided to having a dream that night. And I saw what our house looked like, and Ross saw the sign of the town where we were about to move to. And then we woke up in the morning, and right away at the same time, we said, we know where we're going. And so that's how we called our real estate agent, and we said, okay, we're going to this town, and this is what the house looks like. Now, our real estate agent, he learned from the sale of our last house that, I was a little different than other people. But he quickly learned about how important it is about asking the other side to guide us, and how we get messages and have dreams, and thoughts come to us. So we can't ignore them. Okay. So listen to these words that you hear, the thoughts that you have, the visions that you see, the dreams that you experience. Okay. All of these are how your loved one is connecting with you. Okay. Now, so that is our story about how we move. So a lot of people have been asking me that question recently. How do you know that? Now, another thing that you can be aware of that you can do, and a lot of you are having this happen, is that a lot of times, you're in your car driving and you're feeling that loneliness of missing your loved one. Well, what happens? Look back, and did you have this experience? You're driving along and you feel like you're guided to turn on the radio. Well, I want you to think back when you were guided to turn on the radio. What were you thinking? Were you thinking about your loved one? Because often what happens when you're driving, you are feeling, okay, I need to turn the radio on, but you don't put it all together. And so when you turn on the radio, what's happening is your loved one is coming through with a message for you. And what you want to do when you feel this pull to turn on the radio, don't question it. Instead, put your focus in the present and listen to those words. Because often they are giving you the message through the words in the song. Okay, so be aware of that as well. Now, what happens to me, for anybody who feels the cold? Now, there's a really good chance that you're empathic. You're very sensitive to energy. For me in the summertime, I could easily wear flannel pajamas and a big cozy house coat and big thick slippers and big thick socks as well, just because I feel the other side so much. So when winter comes, I really, really feel it, especially when I'm doing my show. Like right now, I'm freezing because there are so many of your loved ones and your pets around me right now, and it's freezing in here. So, and what I do, and I know my husband's going to see this, but one of the things that happens for me is I get so cold that I'll turn the like our furnace up to about 77, 78 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm still cold. So that gives you an idea about how the temperature can change when you have a spirit, an angel, or your loved one, or your pet. Now, when I say loved one, that includes your pet. Any of those with you, you can feel really, really cold. So if you feel cold, and maybe you felt warm a little before that, and then you feel cold, well, that coolness is another sign that you've got someone with you. Okay. Now, another sign for you to know is that you could be sitting in a room and all of a sudden you have this feeling you're being watched. Don't be scared. You are being watched. Your loved one is right there looking at you. They're watching out for you. They're waiting for you to talk to them. Okay. They're saying, hey, I'm right here. Look at me. Okay. So if you feel like you're being watched, don't be scared. You don't have any badness or darkness or around you. It's your loved one just simply wanting you to know they're there. Okay. Again, that's a feeling that you can have. Now, sometimes people will say, I just feel like, like I'm looking and all of a sudden I just feel like someone's going out of the corner of my eye, kind of like this. Well, that's your loved one. Don't be scared. They're just acknowledging that they're there. Okay. Another thing that you can have happen is that you can feel tingling. So you could be sitting down, and a lot of times what your loved one will do is they'll give you a hug. They'll put their arm around you and you can feel tingling. Okay. So that's them with their energy wrapped around you. Okay. A lot of time pets love to sit on your knee or on your feet, and people have experienced feeling the tingling on their lap or on their knees. Okay. These are all things that so many people are experiencing that don't understand what it's all about. Okay. So these are things that I want to tell you, that these are happening to you. And now you're aware, be more aware of what's happening. Now, what I want to do today, it's a little different. Okay. I want to take you through a meditation, and this is to help you become present. Okay. So what I want you to do now, and you can go down, you can play this show over and over to hear this over and over again, or you can go to my website at asksuelondon.ca. And there's on the homepage, there's like a meditation button. And I've also recorded this meditation on that area, on that section. So you can go in there and you can play this meditation every time. It's just a guided meditation. There's no music because you're going to use all your senses to go through this process to connect to your loved one. Okay. So that meditation is also there, or you can also play this over and over again. Okay, so let's get started with this. This is your meditation to becoming present. Now, what I want you to do is encourage you to uncross your arms and uncross your legs. Just kind of move your shoulders a little bit so you get yourself nice and comfortable. Okay, you don't want to have any tension in your body. Just kind of just be. We're just, in together. We're just going through this simple process to just help you be in the present moment so that you can be present and be aware of your surroundings. Okay? So what I want you to do now is I want you to take 3 deep breaths. Now, when you breathe in, I want you to breathe in through your nose and then let it out through your mouth. Okay, now let's go a little deeper. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Okay, one more. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Good job. Okay, what I want you to do now is look straight ahead. You don't have to look at me on your device, whether that's a computer or iPad or phone. Look straight ahead where you are comfortable because you're going to look at this spot the whole time we go through this. It's going to take a couple minutes. Okay, so look right ahead. And when you're looking straight ahead, find a spot. And don't take your eyes off of that spot the whole time we go through this process. Okay? Got the spot? Good. Okay. So now keep looking at the spot. And what I want you to do is I want you to really notice that spot. So you're going to notice the color. You're going to notice the texture. Is there anything about that spot that's different? Is it perhaps like a wall where maybe there's a chip in the paint or a chip in the wall or something unusual in that area? Really look at the texture of that area. Okay. Focus on that and keep there on that spot. Okay. Keep looking at that spot. Good. Okay. So while you're at that spot, I want you to focus and notice what it is you smell. Okay, do you smell something? Keep looking at that spot. And at the same time you're looking at that spot, what it is that you're smelling. So do you smell a meal maybe you cooked? Do you smell something that reminds you of someone that they cooked something, a special meal? Or do you smell cologne or perfume or cigarette smoke? You may not smell anything, and that's okay as well. So just be aware, what is it that you smell? And keep looking at that spot. Okay. Now, while you're looking at that spot, okay, and you're focusing on what you smell, I want you to look at what it is that you taste. So what are you tasting, if anything? Do you taste food, coffee? Were you chewing gum? Did you brush your teeth? Or maybe you don't taste anything. That's okay. But you're doing all this tasting, being aware of your taste, as well as what you smell, okay, and what you see in front of you on that spot that you're not taking your eyes off. Okay, be aware of that right now. Okay, so now what I want you to do is I want you to keep staring at that spot, that same spot you're not taking your eyes off of. I want you to see, what you smell. Keep being focused on that, what you smell. I want you to be aware of what you taste. Okay. And then I want you to focus on what you hear. Now, I will tell you that just to give a little bit of a hint to you, right now you might hear a little dog tag. Of all the timing on this, I never have this happen on a show, but there are so many angels and animals in my space right now that my 11-year-old dog Marley has decided to play with them. So you might be hearing tags playing in the background. That actually is Marley that you're hearing. But focus on what it is that you hear because you might hear something different. Okay. So be aware of the spot in front of you. Focus on what it is you smell and taste, and then what it is you hear. So let me give you a little bit to focus on that. Okay. So now while you're focusing on that spot, and I want you to focus on there, remember, and what you smell and what you taste and what you hear. And I want you to focus on what it is that you feel. So there's a couple areas of what you feel. So first of all, I want you to feel what it's like where you're sitting. So I want you to feel, are you sitting on a chair? Are you on a couch that's soft or a hard chair? Or are you laying in bed and your head's kind of kinked from the pillows because you're not sitting too comfortably? Okay, so what it is that you're feeling where you are either laying down or sitting up. What does that feel like on your body? That what you're sitting on. Okay? Okay. So now what I want you to do is I want you to focus on the temperature that's around you. And keep in mind, you're still doing these others that you're focusing on what you see, what you smell, what you hear, what you taste. Okay, so you're going to focus now on what it is that you feel in around you. So are you feeling cool temperature, a breeze, really, really hot, no change in temperature? Okay. What do you feel? And let me give you a little bit for that. Okay. So I'm kind of going quickly with this because we're on a podcast. I can't really give you breaks, but you can on on the recording. One more thing that I want you to feel is go within, use all your senses, like you're still looking at the spot, what it is you taste, what it is you smell, what is it you hear. What is it that you feel within your body right now? Do you feel any anything going on? I feel there's a lot of people right now that have got a lot of stuff in their middle area, kind of the digestion, stomach area. I feel that there's some people that are tuning in right now that are nervous what they're going to experience. And I want to tell you that whatever it is that we are going through right now, it is all for the highest good. And it's only to connect you for with your loved ones that is not going to harm you. So you don't have to be fearful for what we're doing right now. You're in a very safe space. Okay. So what it is you feeling internally around this? Okay. Now what I wanted to do is I want to give you a minute and I want you to focus on what it is that you feel. Okay. So or sorry, what it is that your thoughts are that are coming to you. Are you getting any thought coming to you like you need to go here, you need to contact someone, or you're getting a memory coming up? Is any of that happening for you right now? And again, the sake of the show and dead air, we're going a little quicker, but I just want to kind of make you aware for this. And then when you do this again, you'll have more time. Okay. So now what I want you to do, we're going to wrap this up just because again, we're on a show that we don't have like the opportunity to have a lot of dead air. But what I want to have you do now is take your eyes off of that spot where you've been looking, kind of like move your head, and roll your shoulders and your neck and that, and get comfortable. And then what I want you to do is also move your fingers and toes. Okay, so come back here to me. Good job. I'm very proud of you. You did wonderful with this experience. Now I want to share a couple things. So I asked you if you felt a temperature change. As I mentioned in the um, signs that they can bring, there's temperature change. So if you experience temperature change or you felt cooler or a breeze, that was you connecting to your loved one. Okay. Did you feel any tingling within your body or around it? Like, did you feel like maybe against your leg? Some of you had a cat sitting on your lap. There's somebody that has had a striped, yellowy orange cat, and this cat has been sitting on your knee since we started this show today. So just know if you're feeling tingling, that's your cat that's crossed over. Okay. Um, if you felt tingling, that is because you've had, if it was on your lap, that means you've had a child or a pet sitting on your lap. That's what that is. If you felt it in your shoulder or in your hand, that is that your loved one is holding your hand. Okay, so just to acknowledge that, they want you to know that they have been giving you a healing hug throughout this process to help you, and they've been hugging you a lot more than you realize, but now you have connected to them. You can feel that. If you have had thoughts to go somewhere, don't ignore that, because these are guidance from your angels and your pets and your loved ones. You have asked for that, whether verbally or subconsciously, and they are noticing, okay, this is what my loved one needs, and we're going to give them a sign. And so this is what they're saying. Go do it. Don't wait, because there's a little there for a lot of you, there's a small window where you need to be doing it right away. Okay, so don't ignore that. And if you wait a week, that person that you're supposed to meet is going to be gone. Okay, so just take action right away on these things. Okay, so one more thing I want to ask you is, did you feel any, with the smell, did you smell anything? Because if you were smelling something, I want you to think about who you knew that had that you are connected with that. So for example, what happens to me is that my grandfather was a massive smoker, and I hated it. I don't like that. I was always like getting sick leaving his place from secondhand smoke. And so what happens, he comes to me, and when he really wants to get my attention, it's my grandpa Buck. When he wants to get my attention, I'll smell smoke. And I'll have to say to my husband, Ross, do you smell smoke? And he'll say now, after 22 years, no, it's just Grandpa Buck. So that's how I know that I'm getting my butt kicked. What happens when I'm being supported, or good job, Susie messages coming from my grandpa? I start singing Amazing Grace. So when I sing Amazing Grace, I don't even know I'm doing that. I just am walking around singing that, not even aware. And then Ross will say, okay, it looks like Grandpa Buck has got, is really proud of you again. So be aware of this for your loved ones. Share this podcast with your friends. They might be seeing that you're doing these things and you're unaware of it. Okay. So you can go back to the show and you can check this all out, and, go through this as much as possible. This show, I really wanted you to know that you're not alone. And I know myself that it can be a very difficult time when you are alone at the holiday season. So when you've lost someone that's very special to you, it can be very, very challenging. Now, what I'm doing for everyone who watches this show, no matter when it is, you will see in the description area that I have a service that will take you through this process one-on-one, or if you want your loved one there, like, you and your spouse or child, we can do this together. It is private that we do it over Zoom, and I will take you through the process and give you directly their messages. So if you see this episode in a few months, I will still honor that very special price that I'm giving you on there. Okay. So check that out, description area. And if you want to ask me questions that we will address on other future shows, you'll see the details in there on how to get your questions to me and what all I need to make that happen. And gosh, we've had this show went really quickly. I am so honored that you did not see them, but you heard my dogs, Gus and Marley. Again, this is because we had so many spirits, we had so many angels and your loved ones and pets that what happens in our house is that a lot of times my dogs see, your pets or your loved ones like you and I are seeing each other right now, and they want to play with them, and this is what they do. Our house is like party central for the puppies and the cats and the horses and whatever other animals that have been there. Birds, had a snake once come. So this is I'm glad that this happens so that you can experience what I have happen every day of my life. So please take comfort in knowing you are not alone. Your loved one is there with you, and they just want you to know that. So be aware of the signs. The meditation's there for you to play again. You can go to that description area and get that special offer that I'm giving you. There's no expiry date on it. That is because you are one of my listeners, and I want to make it so that you don't have to struggle in your life or be sad. I want to bring you peace and comfort. And I want you to know that there's a whole new world out there that's just waiting for you to understand that you are never alone and that you are always surrounded by support and love and comfort. Okay. So read all the details below. And that's it for the show today. So I want to say thank you for joining me. And I want to wish you much love and many blessings. And I want to wish you a very happy holiday time. And I am working through the holiday season. So if you're really struggling during this time, please reach out to me. I do have availability in my calendar. I do not want to see you struggle through this holiday season. And that is why I do open up my calendar, because I do acknowledge it can be pretty rough, if you just recently lost somebody. I love you. I wish you much love and many blessings. I'm Sue London, and I look forward to speaking to you again real soon.